In this video, we're going to be converting this rusted out utility trailer wagon to this. Yeah, it's the same one. So let's get started. Look at this pitiful excuse of a utility trailer for my John Deere. We've got rust, corrosion, flat tire. This thing is all, oh, geez. Look at that, that's nasty business. We are going to sexy this thing up and get it upgraded and back to working condition. Let's go ahead and remove the tailgate. It lifts off. Not really a tailgate, but, and we'll power wash it, give it a good hose down, get all the cobwebs off. First, we're gonna take this off. This little guy, we're gonna spray a little WD-40 in there. Wiggle it around. And then that pops off. All right, got the wheels off. Now I'm just gonna take a paint scraper and just try to get as much of this loose stuff off as I can. I'm just gonna tip it on its end here, and you can definitely see it's struggling with that back side, the underside here, but definitely toward the back of the trailer. Now I'm gonna give it a soapy bath. Get all that rust and grease off there. We power washed it, but I wanna manually scrub, and then we'll rinse it off and let it dry. And once it's thoroughly dry, we'll take some rust inhibitor, and don't be knocking my technique, and I'm gonna site spray all the actual rust, and the idea is to convert that to non-rust. That's what they claim anyway. So I got a bottle of this, and it goes fast, so I gotta use it sparingly. A couple of coats, coating thoroughly all orange and red sites. Next, and this part's pretty cool, I bought this epoxy Play-Doh putty stuff, and it comes in a tube, and you basically take it out and mix it together, and as you mix it, you squish these compounds together, and it literally hardens like metal or steel. And I thought this would be wise because I've got literal holes coming out the back end because of the rust. So I'm gonna be plugging the top side hole, and then I'll do the same thing for the underside as well. And you can go kind of nuts with this stuff. You can apply it to get all that, you can see there's like corrosion or rust, the topography, if you will, of the truck or the trailer bed is, see, you can see they look kind of like stains, right? You can go hog wild with that and just put it all on there and sand it off. Anyway, I just did the holes. So once that's done, we're gonna take this primer. This is a can, and it goes pretty quickly as well. In fact, I'm not a big fan of that because I want even coating with the primer. So I messed around with that. I know my technique, blah, blah, blah. But you can see it kind of went on real thick in places and not so thick in other places. So I'm gonna get out just some rollable, some paint on primer. And this is the gray generic stuff, but it adheres to metal well, and you can see a much better coat. Next, we're gonna actually spray paint it a John Deere green, or as close as I can. I'm not willing to spend like, 30 bucks a bottle to get the exact match because I'm a cheapskate. Instead, I'm getting this stuff, and I'll put links down in the description below, as you saw earlier, for all this stuff if you're interested. But this is the base coat. This is 1 can of spray paint. This is how far it got me. And obviously we need 2 extra coats. So I actually had to buy a second can. And you're looking at now a close-up of 2 coats. You can see it's a little lighter, so it kind of depends. The camera doesn't always pick it up. Next, we'll tape the unit up here. We're going to be doing the bed, the trailer bed here. And I've got this spray on truck bed liner stuff. It's basically a little bit more rugged spray paint. It's not real rubberized or thick or anything, and it goes super fast. 1 can was enough to do 2 coats on the bed itself, and then I did want to do the underside. Once that was all done, you can see, you can take the tape off, and is it perfect? 98%, I would say. And there's a close look close-up look. It's supposed to be a little more scratch resistant and again, just a little more rugged. I'm gonna put a little clear coat spray on it just to give it kind of a protective thing before we move on to the tires. Here are the brand new tires. I got these online for like 60 bucks or something. They come with extra bearings and spacers. I didn't really need those because it comes with bearings and spacers already installed. However, I did have to pump up 35 PSI, and we'll get that going here. Don't you love the yellow, by the way? All right, we'll check that. 30 PSI, not 35. 30 PSI max on these. Now, I forgot to take these little race things and washers off of the axle, so I had to cut those off. Should have done that in an earlier step. You be sure to do that a little earlier as opposed to later, just so you don't, damage the paint job that you just did. And you cut them off and pry them off with a flathead screwdriver. Next, we're gonna spray paint the washers. Why? I don't know. I just wanted it all matching yellow. So I bought a can of spray paint, yellow spray paint, and check it out. Of course, that spray paint on those washers is gonna get dinged up. Those pins too over time, but that's okay. It looks good now, and that's what counts. So we'll get those put on. I didn't actually need the spacers. I think that's for a variety of center hub dimensions, but anyway, let's test them out. We're rolling nice and smooth, not too much wobble, a little bit, but not too bad. And now it's sticker time.
I want to put this one here.
Okay.
This one here.
What about the other side?
And then this.
All right, we're gonna put it right here. We got one shot at this, so. Okay, what do you think about that?
Good.
Nice and tight. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. All right, let's take her for a spin, huh? Woohoo! Are we excited? What? Oh, yeah. What do we think? We are finished. We're gonna call this good, baby. I like it. Leave you with some final shots here. Thanks for being with me. Hopefully this has helped you out. Good luck with your project. It was a really easy one and easily under $100 total. So have a good one and see you in the next video.